Hey guys, HW here. That's a pretty tall tower. You wouldn't believe where I am today. I'm out in Parramatta. Parramatta is Sydney's pretty much second city, and it's actually known as Sydney's Australia's second oldest city. I'm standing on the corner of Church Street and Campbell Street in Parramatta. Quick shout out to subscriber Thanotti, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, who shouted me 5 nectars, 5 coffees, and his only ask for that was to come out and do a film of Parramatta. So it's a beautiful day in Sydney today, and especially Parramatta, as we stand on the corner of Church and Campbell Street. It's going to get to 25 degrees Celsius, which is about 77 Fahrenheit. And as we walk along Church Street here, which is also known as Eat Street, we're going to capture a bit of the food on offer in Eat Street. And then I'm going to do a few more of the sites in Parramatta, a little bit of history as well. There's a cool little laneway there with some murals. And then I'm going to jump on the train and head home. There's a big shopping centre out here as well in Parramatta called Westfield. If you're a tourist and you want to come out to Parramatta, and I definitely recommend it because it's got a huge history and pretty big population. There's northwards of 250,000 people living in Parramatta. And as I said before, it is pretty much Australia's second oldest city, and it just so happens to be a suburb of Sydney as well, even though it is considered a separate city by itself. Now, I was reading before I came out here today that Sydney supposedly got 7 CBDs, and Parramatta is one of those CBDs. And pretty much outside of Sydney, I think it's the second biggest CBD. There's a whole heap of government departments out here, so there's a lot of high-rise office towers out here. I know of one particular government department that's out here, at least the education department, because my brother-in-law works there. So there's a fair few different flavours on offer along Eat Street. There's Vietnamese, there's Indian, there's Chinese. Got all the flavours out here. That walk bridge you see up there, that links the different parts of the Westfield shopping centre, which is one of the attractions of Parramatta. Probably important to note about Parramatta as well. So, as I said before, it was founded in 1788, pretty much within days of the first fleet arriving in Sydney Cove in 1788. So shortly after, Parramatta was founded as well, because the coastal soil, which was quite sandy, wasn't suitable for producing food. And they did a bit of exploration and came up the Parramatta River, which intersects with Sydney Harbour, and they eventually came across fresh water and a lot better soil to actually grow crops. And Parramatta was also the site of Australia's first wheat crop, so it created the first harvest of wheat in Australia. And then not long after that, they brought sheep to Australia, and then this area started to produce wool as well. Just passed by a few restaurants back there, part of the Westfield. Here's the train station over here, which I exited before to get to Parramatta. Just over there. And it pretty much has little tunnels under the rail station that takes you into the Westfield, which is here, or half of it here and half of it on the other side of the road here. And it's going to get more interesting when we get across the road here and get into the pedestrian mall over there, which is again part of Church Street and East Street. We'll see a lot more interesting places over there. It's certainly good to see the blue sky today, because it's been raining in Sydney again over the last week. So it's good to see some sunny weather finally. Plenty of delivery drivers riding around on their electric bikes, dropping off deliveries of lunch to their probably government public service workers that are in the buildings around here. Excuse me. Quite breezy today as well, which is not too bad. It's when you're walking along in the sun. It's nice to have a cool breeze. St John's Church over here. It's a pretty old one. Built from sandstone, which is what a lot of the old colonial buildings are made of in Sydney. Speaking of colonial history and the colony, probably important to note as well that while Parramatta was founded in 1788 by the Europeans, the indigenous people of Australia, the Aboriginals, were actually here, and there's scientific proof apparently, or archaeological proof, that they were here 30,000 years ago. So it's a lot more than European settlement. So important to note them in there. Oh look, there's Peter Wynn's score over there. Very famous rugby league player in Sydney and in Australia. I'm sure if we went in there, he'd be trying to flog us a jersey. So if you're out at Parramatta and you're interested in rugby league, definitely get into Peter Wynn's score. I'm not going to go in there today because I don't have time. Got to keep going down Church Street or East Street. I must admit, I haven't seen that many eateries yet. Hopefully we eventually get a bit... Oh, down the end of the road down there, looks like there's a few more. I'm a bit of a novice when it comes to Parramatta, to be honest. I don't come out here too often. I think the last time I came out here was... Good God, must have been about 5 years ago. No, I'd say about 4 years ago. I was helping to renovate a house up in the Blue Mountains, up in Lura. And I came out here on the train and hired a go-get car. and drove that car up the mountains so I could spend the day up there helping a family member renovate their house. There's a few older, smaller arcades as you head down Church Street. There's one there called the Mayfair Plaza. Still though, down this end there's still mostly commercial businesses, barber shops and different places like that. Still haven't come across this Eat Street that they all talk about. Oh, here we go. This looks like it's a bit more of what we're looking for. The marquees out the front. Or the, what would you call them, tents or little pergolas. Which side of the street should we go on? Oh, we'll go on this side. This is more like it. What's this first place called? Kicking In Cajun Seafood Restaurant. Noisy music in there. And then, what's this? Papa Block. It's interesting. And then, Ria. I'm trying to talk a bit louder because there's quite loud music back there and I just want to block it out. Yeah, this is definitely what I was looking for, the Eat Street. There's a souvlaki joint in there. John Belvedere burgers and fries in there. Oh, here's a few people enjoying an early lunch. Bondi Pizza. Bondi Pizza in there. Hey. Oh, here's Cronides. That's a pretty big chain of Italian restaurants in Sydney. Goes all right. Why? Why do they find it necessary to have loud music out the front of every establishment, as if it's going to entice you in? When I go for something to eat, if I go for lunch or dinner, I'd rather have no music. I'd rather just hear the sound of people talking and chatting. And so yeah, look, this is definitely the part of Eat Street that I was talking about at the start. We're about to come up to the Parramatta River, so I'll turn around and I'll film the other side of the street for you. Cross over the light rail or the tram line, whatever you want to call it. There's a view down the major part of Eat Street. What's this place? Korean barbecue. A Lebanese snack bar over here. It looks alright. Filipino restaurant in there. Volcanoes Steakhouse and Ribs. It's passing by the Crown Hotel. Mama and Papa's Mediterranean cuisine, that's not open yet. Frankie B's Pizza up here. I'll just talk over the top of this because I don't want the music turning up on my vid if one day I hope to make any coin out of it and keep going. What's this on the corner? Admex, Mexican restaurant. And definitely still a lot of construction going on. Look at that plane up there, it's cruising past. This is quite a tall tower here, and this one. There's a Park Royal Parramatta over there. So let's keep walking, because I was actually walking down Church Street there, or Eat Street. I was actually heading somewhere. I was heading over to the Parklands and the stadium over there, so let's keep going. I'd hook the camera back up as we approach the I think this is the Parramatta River that we're coming up on now, or the end of the Parramatta River anyway. Look at that shopping trolley in the river there. It's pretty funny. I was actually hoping to catch the river cat out to Parramatta this morning, but it's closed down while they redevelop. And if I remember rightly, I think the where the ferry goes from, or the river cat, is further down that way, I think. But it's all of the river here is getting redeveloped at the moment. Put a bunch of new shops and restaurants and housing in. Actually, you know what? I should actually just stop and check on my phone to make sure that I am actually standing above the Parramatta River before I continue on. Yeah, I was right. This is the bridge over the Parramatta River. So let's keep walking. And what I want to pick up is the park and get over and have a quick squeeze at the stadium where all the big soccer and rugby league games get played, which I think they call Commbank Stadium now. Commonwealth Bank Stadium. Walk through Prince Alfred Square, eh? Hear the crows crowing away. Wah, wah. Oh, look, there's a bin chicken over there. Oh look, I can see the stadium there. Can you see the sails on top of the stadium? It's through those trees over there. This guy's having a snooze. Heading out to Victoria Road here. There's the McDonalds on Victoria Road over there. That's been there since day dot, so anyone that used to live in Parramatta or has been here before would know that as a landmark. Just on the corner of Marsden Place and Victoria Road here. I'll just switch off the camera and then I'll bring it back up when we get close to the stadium. Alright, we're approaching the stadium now as we walk down Victoria up to O'Connell Street, and this is the street that heads onto the Great Western Highway, but there she is. There's Commbank Stadium. So not very far really for a walk. If you're coming to a game out here, catch the train out or the River Cat when it's open. There's the centre of Parramatta over there. And underneath those buildings is that Eat Street, so you can stuff your face over there and then easily just take a 5-minute walk over to the stadium here for the game. There's a Parramatta Leagues Club down the road there as well. See that? I'm not going to walk down there though. Sneak across this really busy road. Just film a bit of the stadium and then probably head back and jump on the train. Alright, here we are outside the stadium now, right outside. See if I can get a view through the gates for you. There you go. You can see the seating, or some of the seating there. The seating here is quite tiered, so I haven't been out to a game here for a long time. At least since the new stadium has been built. I think I came out for the old one to watch a Sydney Wanderers soccer match, but I haven't been out to see another game since the new stadium has been completed. But I heard the stadium seating is quite amazing. I heard gets everyone in the stadium really close to the action. Just going to have a quick walk around to see if I can get any other sort of access to it. Doesn't look like it. Some exercise equipment over there and basketball court over here. Oh, and this playground on the side here as well. Slippery dips and climbing ropes. Nah, it doesn't look like any of the gates are open, so I'm not going to be able to get in there and give you a bit of look around. Let's walk back to the Parramatta River and see how we can find a more interesting way to get back. So as we leave the stadium behind over there, come down to the river walk down here. A lot of bird life around you can hear. There's galahs squawking off and cockatoos, and it's a real oasis down here. Yeah, look at these birds up here. They're the ones that make that noise. That was a terrible impersonation of the bird. But yeah, there's different species of parrot and galah and cockatoo that are along the river here. It's quite dark in here. Let's have a look at this map here. There we are up there. We're just next to St Patrick's Cathedral, or St Patrick's Cathedral School. Yeah, when I was on that bridge before, see, there's the Parramatta Wharf there, noted by the F on the map. So let's keep going. Parramatta used to be called Rose Hill, named after a member of the English Treasury with the surname Rose. That's why it's called Rose Hill. It's got nothing to do with the flower rose. It's named after that guy. And not long after it was named Rose Hill, the name changed to Parramatta. The Rose Hill still exists. It's a race course now. Rosehill Racecourse, you've probably heard of it before. Plenty of kids playing in their lunch hour at that school. You can keep walking along the river walk if you go down there. There's a couple of weirs that you pass by like that. But let's get back up onto this main road here and walk across a different bridge. I can't get access there. I actually have to go along the river walk to get onto the bridge. There you go, there's a nice sign for us to tell us where we are. It's the Marsden Street Bridge. Plenty of bin chickens hanging near that weir there. Look like a few ducks down there too. A few imported ducks, not native ones. There's more of the river walk going through there. You can probably take this all the way over closer to Rosehill Racecourse probably. Let's get on this Marsden Street Bridge. And I'll film it for as long as I can before the camera gets overheated. And then after that, stick around because we're going to stop for nectar. Alright, here we are in the nectar joint for today, Circa. I had a look at Google before I came out to Parramatta today, and I think here's my coffee here now. Delicious flat white. I'm okay for now, thanks. Over at Circa, and on Google it was rated as #1 in a number of different vlogs. So I thought I'd come out here and give it a crack. So again, quick shout out to Thanioti. Thanks again for shouting me those coffees, man. Much appreciated. I hope you enjoyed the walk around Parramatta today. You've been calling for it for a while. And so yeah, here we are in Circa. Beautiful little terrace house in Wentworth Street. There's the, I'll see if I'll stand up and give you a quick look. There's seating outside and in. Some seats out here on Wentworth Street itself. Now sit down and have a sip of this nectar. Delicious. It's got quite a distinct taste to it. I noted when I came in they had a number of different coffee blends and a number of different roasts, so this is definitely not your standard roast. It's got a sweet taste to it. So yeah, if you're in Parramatta, definitely recommend Circa. So thanks again for taking the stroll around Parramatta with me. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet, please make sure you do. The video is over.